What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to another episode of the Full View Extra. Yes, that's right. Today's agenda, letdown of the season. The player that you expected most from that disappointed you hugely from what you expect of them and what you was thinking type of season they were going to have. Last episode, we went from left to right, or as you guys are watching, from right to left. This time, we're going to go from Marcel round the room. Marcel, who was your biggest letdown for Man United this season?
Wow. I'm going to say Sancho. Mainly because I had expected him to come, from the German league to the English league now, and almost be like a English Neymar. I don't know why I expected that. His goals and assists were very high in the German league, and I just thought, the hype behind him. Last season he was in a poor side. Everyone was rubbish. I couldn't single him out, and at times he got us bums off seats, man. He was fantastic at, lots of skill, lots of ability, and I really thought that, under Ten Hag he would come into his own, but a lot of things off the field, not really showing a high level of professionalism, and didn't strike me as any good performances this season. I think he's had maybe only one this season that I can think of. So I'm going to say Sancho. I would also put Maguire in there as well. But I'm going to say Sancho, guys.
Okay, early candidate Sancho there. Hayley, what are you saying?
I'm always tossed, conflicted. I think Sancho, Martial, Eriksen. Because Sancho and Martial and Rashford made me make a bet that we was going to win the league from pre-season.
Who did you do that with?
Myself.
Oh!
No, I meant
You're my favourite person.
This is the sort of shit you would do.
Yeah, because
You made a bet, you said at the beginning of the season,
yeah, with the bookies. Because I thought what they was cooking in
You
pre-season.
put a bet on at the bookies we're going to win the league.
Yeah, I put only a tenner.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I was going to get, but I don't know about bets like that. But I got really excited because I'm emotional, as people know.
Yeah.
And so when the season came and they wasn't doing what they was doing on pre-season, it taught me, hold on a minute, it's just pre-season, don't get carried away. So they let me down, the three of them. But who let me down the most? Probably Sancho. Because I think I got more hopes for Sancho. Martial's really shown me that he can be injury prone. Eriksen showed me that he's an old man. Sancho, you're young, you got a lot of sauce. I really thought that he was gonna. I believed it. He sold me a dream. I want my lottery ticket back.
What's the refund? That's not how it works, mate.
It's not. Maybe next season. Even though I'm hearing reports, it's uncertain.
Yeah. Okay, so we got two Sanchos. Sancho's right up there for me. I'm actually going to go Martial. And the reason I'm going to go Martial is because when we was on tour, he looked like the one for Ten Hag. Like, I know Sancho did as well.
Yeah.
But the sheer unavailability, I can't explain. Like, and some of it is, to be fair to Martial, he's not in control of his body breaking down. Like, he's probably thinking, oh my God, why am I getting all these injuries? It's been a really tough season for him. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh in terms of the availability, in terms of if you're able to play and you've played a lot of games but you haven't done anything, that's a bit different to, mate, give me a break. I've just popped down with injury. But the one I feel most down about is Martial, because I'm like, bro, since you signed in 15, the 50 million down the drain song that we sing, bro, it's been 50 million down the drain. Like, and I know like rival fans will watch this and say, mate, we all told you Martial was crap from a long time. Or we all said this. And then Martial FC will say his link-up plays, hold-up plays, this, he can turn, he can do this. And we're a better team with him in the team. And we are, because we don't have a striker. So this year, I really thought from pre-season that Ten Hag is the perfect guy for Martial, and we're going to see that Martial. So I don't know if I'm being too harsh because it's injury that's made him do that. Because when he's played, his conversion rate's been quite high, actually. I don't know if I'm being quite emotional with this one, but I just think the drop-off to like, it's because do you know what it is? It's because it's an ongoing thing on a personal from moment one he's walked through the door going on nearly 10 years ago, 2015, a couple years off that, where it feels a bit, wow, in a couple of years, this guy would have been in
10
a decade.
years.
That's crazy.
And I'm still waiting to arrive. I'm still waiting for something. And then
10 years.
nearly 10 years.
crazy,
Obviously,
yeah.
it's
Crazy.
what,
2 years, give or two, a couple
7, 8
years,
years. But it's like, rah, he could be pushing, and his contract's up next summer. And I'm like, this is a player that, who's going to come in and buy him? His stock has fallen so far from the guy that is 50 million down the drain that gives us excitement, and he's our guy, came on against Liverpool. I just think the drop off from then to what I thought he was going to be, to now this is the season where you can clearly see it's never going to be that, and we have to cut ties. That's why I'm in my Martial bag. It technically probably should be Sancho in terms of he played a lot of games and couldn't find anything so bad that he had to get shipped off, all of that stuff. So Martial might not be the one. There's other players, but I just feel from where he was, from what I've expected him to be to where he is now, I can't explain it, and it's over. So for me, Martial.
I think I should go to you, fam, because my biggest disappointment's not on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, go on.
For me, it's Sancho, because, kind of like what Marcel said, he came in and, I always give players the first season to kind of, adjust and stuff like that. This season, pre-season was really good, looked very promising, looked very dangerous on the right-hand side, wasn't employed on the right-hand side at all. But when he's come in, just looks largely ineffective. There's some games where I can see that he's trying, but it's just not coming together. He's not aggressive enough for me. But I think the saddest thing for me is that when I look at him on the pitch, I do see a player with a lot of talent. I do see him trying in games. I see him trying to affect the game, but it's just not working for him. Just literally just not working for him. And sometimes the game passes him by a lot of the time. So for me, Sancho, Martial gets a special mention, but I think with Martial, as you said, we've known this guy for like 8 years now. And out of the 8 years, I've judged his character quite well and how he's played football. And you're going to get moments. He scores a brilliant goal and he does a lovely touch. And he's a talented player, but to make it work at Manchester United, I just don't think neither of them have that at the moment. So they were really big letdowns for me. But Sancho.
Steph?
I'm going to do 5 to 1. I'm going to keep it as short as possible.
Yeah.
Number 5, Harry Maguire. Right? We all know his limited capabilities, but I have to put him. I mean, he would be higher were it not for the fact for the other 4. But the first 2 games of the season, all of those goals that we let in, Brentford and Brighton, largely were down to him. So the limited time that he has been on the pitch, he's disappointed us. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Number 4.
And it doesn't have to be just out of them, just everyone.
I'll go off this. I'll go off.
Okay, cool.
I've had to think about it.
Okay,
so, Weghorst, number 4. Again, I think I would have hoped for a bit more, but we all knew his limit. We all knew his capabilities before he came. I would put him there as number 4 above Harry Maguire because I actually thought at least maybe he could get a few headers, considering his height. Couldn't do that. Number 3, Eriksen. I have a lot of time for Eriksen. I think that, he's just struggled with his fitness and he hasn't really been the same player since his injury. Was it back in January?
January, yeah.
January just has not been the same. I don't know what that's down to, but he just hasn't been as impactful as I would have hoped him to be in that time frame. And I've actually changed my mind since going around and listening to everyone, so thank you. It was going to be Sancho number 1 and Martial number 2, but I'm going to put Sancho in at number 2. I know he prefers playing on the left, but in my mind, when I watch him, I'm like, you're playing out of position. You clearly, to me, he looks better on the right. So I just feel like I've dropped him from number 1 to number 2 because I feel like he hasn't had the time to bed down in one position. It's like he's played on the left, he's played on the right. Obviously, coupled with the off the pitch issues that we had, and he had to go away to Amsterdam or wherever it was. I feel sad for him. It's not like I wish he wasn't on this list.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, considering the heights that he was at in Dortmund, you had rappers rapping, making songs up about Jadon Sancho. To where he is now. I mean, lack of crossing, bit soft, coming out of 50-50 tackles. Yeah, it's just a shame to see. But I hope that we keep hold of him, and I hope that we keep hold of him. I would give him one more season. Number 1, Martial. Much as what we've discussed, he's been here for 8 years, and I've never been the biggest Martial fan. I'm not a Martial hater, but I really, really hope for something. When we were watching him during the pre-season, I was like, wow. Like, I was like, oh my God, he's proved me wrong. Like, he's going to prove me wrong.
You had
He's
that
gonna
expectancy that this was going to be something.
It was the excitement during the pre-season and the downfall during the actual season that has made him pip Sancho to the post. And when he has been available he hasn't even played 90 minutes. He hasn't even played 90 minutes, a full game.
Martial's
this
not
season.
Available like when you're trying to get a doctor's appointment. There's just none available.
Right, but
We have to be real, and I love him.
Yeah.
and I get that, and I think I agree with what what you said. Martial's at number one because of his physical conditions and lack of availability. Sancho's at number two for stuff unrelated to football. It is really it's really hard to decide. The main reason why Martial is in at number one is because, like you said, he's been here for too many years, and we're still waiting.
Yeah.
We're still waiting.
I think that was the decider for me. That I'm still waiting for him to be this guy that we thought he was going to be. And it's like, I know someone could shake you and say, wake up. I told you ages ago he's not going to be this guy. Stop believing. But it's like, yeah, it's over now.
I've waited for him to be the guy longer than I've waited for a GP appointment. Literally.
yeah.
No, but seriously.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a couple of Martials and a few Sanchos. You're smiling and giddy and ready to say something crazy.
Says Rashford.
Can I add someone after you say that?
No, because I think there should be nothing.
Closing.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, can I
honestly
say-
feel that
No one's just before you go. No one's mentioned David De Gea. No one's mentioned
because this is
we
wait, hold on.
Sabitzer. No one's
Because
mentioned.
you might say
Lopez.
something that I
Go on.
want to say.
Go on.
The person that I want to mention who's been the biggest letdown,
Biggest letdown.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, I was about to say him as well.
Cristiano
That is
Ronaldo
very
is the
true.
number one letdown of our season. And I'll give you little moments. Obviously, pre-season, he went home early. That's cool. That's fine. This ain't about the jacuzzis and this, that, and the other. That Tottenham game, one of our best games of the season, and you couldn't believe it. You're sitting there and you're watching. This happened this season, by the way. You're watching there thinking, why is he going to leave us? Yeah? And he walks off. Makes the moment about him. It's not even in the dressing room. This is one of our best results. Destabilize you can only imagine what the dressing room was like because he was a big character in the dressing room, right? He leaves, he goes home, wicked. Then the Piers Morgan link up is insane. I don't care what anyone says. That day, our team was playing for Ronaldo at times. When he comes on the pitch, everyone, we respect him so much. We're going to give the ball to him at any moment, yeah? And the only person that was in front of Ronaldo for me was Martial. But Martial's going to break down, as we all know. So his moment, even though it's upset, his moment was always coming. Ronaldo will get into this team. Ronaldo left us high and dry. He does that thing, he waits. In Fulham, he doesn't turn up. We've got mad at Rashford for not jumping for a header. Let's remember that. We get mad at players for not getting into full tackles. We got a guy that said he's sick that's not sick.
Yeah.
He was sorting out an interview with Piers on the day of the Fulham thing, and he didn't just bring it out because he's in control of his brand. We're talking about brand Ronaldo here. 2 days. It's got to be more than 1 day. The rollout was insane. As soon as that Garnacho winner happened,
Yeah.
Man United, and we're like, wait a minute. Then we was a laughing stock. Let's not forget that. And then, says this thing, because he could have made it about the Glazers. And everyone would have been, yep, well done, Ronaldo, Glazer this, Glazer that. It wasn't. He said, I don't respect the manager. Right? And that form actually followed him to his international side, where even him and Bruno can make up and say, it was just a joke because of this. Nah, bro, I haven't seen you and you moved mad. The last time I seen you, our whole team, we're a team, and you've gone rogue. And you didn't tell the rest of the man then, but we needed Ronaldo at times this season. When you say you got high expectations, I saw Ronaldo score in the Newcastle. I watched the first game of the season, and I thought we could do anything with this guy. This guy, Sue, was back, right? And you're like, everyone's like, this guy can get us over the line. People say, no, never go back to X, this, that, and the other. I had high expectations because we finally got a good manager, and we have you. Yes, you haven't started all the games because the preseason was missed, and those other guys were cooking on preseason. But your moment was coming, and now because you jetted out, we didn't say we wanted to sell him. He done that. He set that up.
Yeah.
There was no way back. And guess who came after that? White Wakehalls. So a lot of people think our manager replaced Ronaldo with White Wakehalls. No, Ronaldo left us high and dry. Everyone, let's remember that. Let's not rewrite history. He left us high and dry, and we had to bring in some help. And the help didn't even help.
That's why the Martial thing, just to bring it full circle, the Martial thing was such a big thing as well, a letdown. It's because our manager championed Martial over Ronaldo, because that's when Martial was starting to pick up some form.
That's true. But then you have to. He had to wait. There was the killer is. Remember, there was a time when Ronaldo was the guy, but then the goals and stuff wasn't coming. So we can't forget.
But he's never been the guy for Ten Hag though.
No, but I'm saying at the time Ten Hag gave him a chance. We can't say that Ten never gave him a single chance. He got a chance, and we gave him a run. It was a time where it's like everyone's like Bruno's ruining his game. Just trying to play to it's not like we can't say that Ronaldo didn't get a try. He got a try, but it wasn't working. Then after you're bringing, there was a time when Martial was coming off the bench and stuff, and it's getting immediate impact.
But sorry to
but that's why I'm saying for me, my player is Ronaldo in terms of the biggest letdown, and he done stuff.
You thought outside the box.
He's done stuff that he done stuff for me that I never imagined. I never thought that Ronaldo's ending would end in a Piers Morgan interview.
Also,
I never thought that's how it ends. For Man United.
I mentioned, I think as well, just for lastly, elephant in the room is Mason Greenwood for obvious reasons. Could have been a big season for him. Off the field antics have ruled him out.
But that was last season.
It's a shame.
That's not this season.
That wasn't this season.
That's last season.
But so he doesn't count.
He doesn't.
Just for all of the reasons that KG spoke about with how Ronaldo left and that's also just to drive home my point. That is also why Martial's number one, because we have not replaced our strikers when they've left. So all the hope that I had when Ronaldo left, I was like, oh, it's all right, we got Martial. No, do you know what I mean? I think we were all like that to some extent. Oh, it's all right, we've got Rashford. Oh, it's all right, we've got Martial.
I think the thing, you're 100% right. The only thing I would counter to that is, I think, to maybe talk about play, because if we forget that actually Ronaldo was here, it happened so far, you forget it was this season. So you're actually 100% right. But I think, for me, a bigger disappointment would be someone who's been here for the whole time, because that means that Sabitzer was brought in and actually we had some quite high expectations, and half a season means it didn't go right. Listen, but Ronaldo's a different.
I get what you're saying, because I know in the comments, so some people are going to say, well, nah, it happened.
Some people are going to moan because you're going back to the Ronaldo thing.
No, but this is a season 100%. And then you have to understand, we have never ripped up a contract like this. Bro, we ripped up.
Yeah, we had to because he forced us to. Yeah.
When does that happen?
100% agreed. So actually, it actually can be, but then I would argue that we was on tour and Ronaldo wasn't even there, so we couldn't even get into the plans to be the main striker. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying he decided not to go. He had family issues. I know that, but I'm saying he wasn't part of the pre-season. He then started a couple games. It went awful at
Brentford.
At Brentford, he didn't even start against Liverpool. I don't think. Did he start against Liverpool the third game?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
So Ten Hag, I think. We could see already that he wasn't Ten Hag's guy. We could see already that Ten Hag made up his mind that I don't want you to be my striker. Ronaldo in name and stature, he's on that board right there, outshot. Like it's Ronaldo. Like he's a legend of the football club. But I'm not sure. I think because Ten Hag decided that that wasn't his guy, and like we're saying, he decided Martial was going to be my guy. You're going to be the guy. But I think it's a fantastic. Do you know what? Actually, to finish. Marcel, just over this side actually, what do you guys think to the Ronaldo thing before we wrap up? Because I don't want it to just be us not talking over this side.
Well, I would say 100% agree with you, bro. I definitely, I was going to add that, so I'm glad that you said it. But I would still maybe put Sancho there because on your point, he was there the whole time, throughout the whole season.
He went to the wilderness, remember?
Exactly. And he's been missing. He's been missing.
Like 3 months out. Jesus, he wasn't there for ages. But I know what you mean. But he's been for a long time.
He's part of the pre-season process. And it was of his own doing why he's gone to the wilderness. No professionalism, like I was saying before, which you need to have that. If you're talking about Ronaldo, you need to have that at the elite level. So he's definitely there, but Ronaldo is a good point. He was, and he had lack of professionalism.
I think it destabilised our. I think we're not showing how
That's
much
the word,
that
destabilised
our season. And our manager had to deal with. Our manager had to deal with. Big like every day was a. Think about the pressers. Ronaldo wasn't starting when there was Ronaldo questions the whole time. Then even like it was disgusting how this guy left this club as a legend of Man United.
And he aired out dirty laundry.
In a Piers
You don't do that to your
Morgan
friends.
still wants to say, Piers Morgan still to this day is saying he wanted to pull up and laugh when we lose and stuff.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
still
yeah.
shows the stats of Ronaldo
Little
and
mate,
the other.
yeah.
Like, bro, it was disgusting.
He's trolling. I mean, some people will say, because it's you, and we know how you felt about the Ronaldo thing, even after that, remember when you was going back to it for no reason, because you was mad. Yeah.
Why? It happened
but
this
no,
season,
but that's what I'm caveating. I'm saying, this ain't just you just off of an emotional, like, because someone's going to say in the comments, KG still mad at Ronaldo, move on, bro. But that actually, in the
happened this
context
season.
of this question, it did derail the season, and it did force us into a situation
Thank you
where
very
now
much.
we've got to go and get I mean, we didn't have money to go and get people in January, which is glazed, that's different.
Yeah.
But the fact that we needed to get people then
Yeah.
was because he just went
He's done us
and
dirty,
done that.
bro.
So,
Any other player that does this,
Yeah.
I'm mad at. Like,
Of
we
course.
get mad at players for not running, yeah? And this guy left us high and dry. Spurs one was disgusting. That was nasty. That was a bad day. And that was literally your ego that took over in that moment. Then the next one is just, again, someone that looks up to you in Garnacho, and he still probably loves him, this, that, and the other, it's fine. But I'm saying that you didn't have to do it like that. And the rollout was disgusting. Everything about it was disgusting. And he did that to your club, the club that you
Especially the
love.
season we had before with all of the leaks
Mad.
last season. Do you know what I mean?
Horrible.
Like, so-
Okay, right. So on that, that's a great point to bring up. It's going to be resting with you guys at home. What do you think? Has KG got a point that Ronaldo has actually been the biggest disappointment of the season? That we actually forget that was this season.
Yes.
That was very early in the
That's
season,
mad.
and just before the World Cup around November, that's when it all exploded, and he had to go by January. Is it that, or is it Martial, or is it Sancho, or is it somebody else? Is it Harry Maguire? He's Manchester United captain. He's the captain of this football club. And Eric Ten Hag went, no, not for me. Is it David De Gea? We've now got to the end of the season with him getting the Golden Glove, but most people, the general consensus is move him on. It's not worked out. He's making mistakes. Donny van de Beek got injured. I know, like, we forgot about that.
Donny,
Like,
yeah.
and I'm not saying it's hard with injuries.
That
because,
shows why he's so irrelevant. He's not even on the thing.
do you know what I mean? Sabitzer came for a short time, injured,
say
didn't really do
that's
anything.
that's too-
Weghorst played a lot of games.
He played games.
He's in there. Ericsson started well, faded.
Faded, yeah.
Did we expect more from the likes of a McTominay or Fred under this manager this season? Probably not. Dallo had the first part of the season really well, second half maybe not, but then came back in, but he's safe. Anthony, £80 million. People saying
he could have been number
Yeah.
six.
you know, he could have been number six.
isn't
Is that harsh? He still scored some big goals. It's not as bad as everyone says. Or is it straight £80 million? No, you expected more. You was excited when you got this Brazilian
It's
kid.
fair to put him number 6 on there because that's a bit mad in his first season.
Well,
don't
exactly.
think
There
it's
you go.
unfair.
He scored against big teams.
Yeah, he scored some big goals.
Yeah.
But some
Yeah.
people at home may think, no, I thought this guy was going to be the one. He cost 80 million and I
He
didn't
did
see
let
80
me
million
down.
worth.
But he shouldn't have cost 80 million. He should have cost
Not his
40.
fault.
It's not his fault. He should have cost 40.
Absolutely.
So-
Exactly. There you go. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Who is your biggest letdown of the season?
And the Glazers.
They should have been in there.